What you just saw was a Rubik's Cube that I randomly shuffled. You were looking at one face of that cube for exactly 3.47 seconds. See if you can remember the placement of the 9 different colored squares on that side of the cube. Well, whether or not you can, in the same time that you were looking at that cube, someone managed to entirely solve one. This solve was done by Yusheng Du at the Woohoo Open event in 2018 in China. His time of 3.47 seconds is the fastest single time a Rubik's Cube has ever been recorded to be solved in. That is ridiculously fast. In fact, here's another timer just to really get that point across. In that amount of time, Yusheng Du also holds the average world record time of 4.69 seconds. This trimmed Mina 5 format is how most competitions are held. The competitor solves 5 cubes individually, and then the fastest and slowest times are disregarded. The final time is the mean of the remaining 3. The Rubik's Cube was invented in 1974 by Erno Rubik and has since become one of the most recognizable pieces of pop culture in the world. The 80s saw the greatest popularity of the puzzle toy, but its spark, while somewhat smaller, has far from flickered out. It's just gotten faster. In more current times, much of the popularity of cubing comes from simply trying to solve it as fast as possible. Responsible for much of the competitive popularity of cubing is the World Cube Association, which governs and organizes events literally all over the world. This includes my home state of Wisconsin, so I sent an email to see if I could attend one of these events. Hello. I was looking to contact someone about the possibility of attending the cubing event in Madison, Wisconsin on the 4/5th of March, 2023. Hi Paul, I'm excited to see this attention being brought to cubing. You are welcome to attend this event and film. And so I did. But there's actually something else that makes this event even more complex and interesting. You see, the people in the speed cubing community are looking to challenge themselves, and at some point, just solving the cube wasn't enough anymore. They needed to find a way to take it to another level. So they covered their eyes. Solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded means you'll be given a randomly scrambled cube, and it's up to you to memorize what it looks like, then put a blindfold on and successfully solve it. Both the memorization and the cube solving are included in your final time. But you know, there are really a lot better people to be explaining this. In fact, we should probably talk to them, shouldn't we?
Hello, my name is Tommy Moreno. I am from Illinois. I am a student at the University of Illinois. I'm studying electrical engineering. I've been cubing since 6th grade, and I've been specializing in blindfolded solving for a few years now.
I'm Josh Farron, 25, from Madison, Wisconsin. I've been competing since 2011. Been solving the cube since 2009.
I'm Donna Kruger. I'm from Beaver Creek, Ohio, and I'm 53 years old. I really like the big blind stuff, multi-blind, 4x4 blindfolded, 5x5 blindfolded.
Hi, I'm Thaddeus Kruger. I'm 22 years old from Beaver Creek, Ohio. I'm here with my mom and brother who are both competing. I can solve a Rubik's Cube while juggling it. That's kind of my specialty. I also do competitions for mostly 3x3, some 2x2 and the other events. Mostly what I practice is 3x3, but I specialize in solving a cube while juggling it, or solving 3 cubes at once while juggling them. And then I also can solve a cube while juggling it and riding a unicycle.
My name is Stanley Chappell. I'm a 21-year-old speed cuber from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I'm here competing in mainly the blindfolded speed cubing events. I hold the world record for solving a 4x4 blindfolded at 51.96 seconds, and the world record for solving a 5x5 blindfolded at 2 minutes 21 seconds.
Hi, my name's Aaron Soley. I'm 41 years old. I'm from New Lenox, Illinois. It's a little bit south of Chicago. I do all 17 events at WCA competitions.
Okay, so my son, Ivan, he really was into cubing, and he wanted to learn how to do blindfold solving, but it was hard. Blindfold solving is hard. So I said, why don't you teach me? And that might help you, and I might have a few ideas to, bounce off of you, and we could figure it together. So when I learned, he said, okay, now you have to compete.
Back in 1995, a friend of mine in high school taught me how to solve a cube, but there were no competitions in the 90s. They didn't actually start up until 2003. Finally, I had kids, and my kids wanted to learn how to solve cubes, so I taught them, and then we found out about the competitions going on and decided to all go to them as a family, and that's how this all started up in 2017.
My older brother, he learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube a while before me, and then I kind of got into it through him. He quit since then. I'm way faster than him.
So I found this community through a viral YouTube video of the 3x3 single world record at the time of 4.90, and I saw this and I thought it would be cool if I could also learn to solve a cube. So I learned, and I got faster pretty quickly and attended a competition. That competition held blindfolded. I couldn't solve it blindfolded yet, but I saw these solves and I was really, really impressed, and I thought it'd be so cool if I could do that too.
So when I first got a cube in 2003, and I tried to look it up online, but YouTube hadn't been invented yet, and so as like a 6-year-old, the reading just was way beyond me. So then eventually I looked it up again in 2009, like May. And just spent a couple days learning it. Eventually in 2011, drove up to Minneapolis for a competition.
I've been to over 80 competitions over a span of 7 years. There's your sort of very standard, like, I guess, normal competition, which is going to be 100 to 200 people, hold events just like solving a 3x3 as fast as possible. Those sort of things that you'd more expect from a Rubik's Cube competition. Yeah. There are also, big competitions like nationals, for example. And then there are these types of little competitions where we have, maybe 20 to 40 people, and we just hold mostly blindfolded events.
I was taught how to solve a Rubik's Cube by my younger brother, Ivan. He was inspired and taught by our cousin, Levi, who was inspired by our older brother, Sawyer. So it's kind of a whole family thing.
With most cubers, how they do that is they just start, with normal speed cubing, and then they sort of expand to other events like 4x4, 2x2, and then eventually, I think I was sometime in high school, I decided, I'll learn how to solve it blindfolded, and then I was like, okay, I'm pretty good at this, and then I started doing, like 4x4 blindfolded, multi-blind, and yeah.
There's kind of an inside joke behind this competition. Really? This competition is called Multi-Blind in a Madison Meeting Room 2023. So there are 17 different events in the WCA, of which one is multi-blind. And basically there have been a few different competitions in Madison that have all taken the sort of name format of like event in a Madison type of venue, and then the year. And this is part of that series. At the end of January, which was 4Blind in a Madison Hall 2023, which is just over in the Hall of Ideas right over there. And that was actually where I set the current world record of 51 seconds.
That's so cool.
This event is different than most events because most events have just straight 3x3 solving. This one doesn't. It has the clock, which is a little bit different. It has fewest moves competition, 4x4 blindfolded, 5x5 blindfolded, regular 3x3 blindfolded, and multi-blind.